Lisa says, my husband broke his ankle when part of our floor caved in. It had termite damage that we didn't know about and that shouldn't have happened because we've had termite treatments for years. Is this something we can sue the pest company for? Now, Les McFadder joins us now. Les, you want to take that question?
Yeah, sure, Lisa. That's a that's a really interesting question, and really, anytime we talk about injury claims or anytime we talk about there's a service or somebody does something, what we always gauge that by is the reasonable person standard. And so what I'd be looking at in this particular case to see if there's a claim against the pest control company is, did they act in a reasonable manner? Did they act as a reasonable pest control company would normally act? You have a situation where there was obviously some termite damage that led to a failure in the floor, that led to an injury. Is that something the pest control company is responsible for? You mentioned that you had been under a service contract with them, and I know it's pretty common for whenever you buy a home or whenever you have pest control treatments, you typically renew on a regular basis, and with that renewal comes an annual inspection or a semi-annual inspection, and sometimes if you buy a new home, you get what's called a WDO inspection, which is a wood destroying organism inspection, and they're supposed to go around and check for signs of infestation or signs of termite damage. Just because there's termite damage doesn't necessarily mean there's going to be signs of that damage. And that's where it really gets into, was this a situation where if they were acting reasonably and if they were doing what they're supposed to be doing in inspecting your home or treating your home, should they have discovered this damage? And if they should have discovered this damage, then yes, there's probably a claim that can be brought there for their professional negligence for not doing what a reasonable pest control company would do. If it's something that a visual inspection or the normal industry standard inspection would not turn up that sort of damage, then it would be a lot more difficult to make that claim. The other thing you're probably going to run into is a lot of times these service contracts, they carry in them what is called an arbitration provision. And so it doesn't allow you just to automatically go out and file suit against somebody. There's a provision in that contract that says if you have a disagreement with them over their service, or you don't think you got what you paid for, you have to resolve that claim at arbitration before you can just go out and hire a lawyer and file a lawsuit. Now, you probably still want to have a lawyer with you during the arbitration, but there's probably a clause like that. So you might want to check your contract just to make sure.